So, today, which is 1st of August 2024. So, some repairs to be done. First, I've done work on my 505 VCs earlier, so I decided maybe it's time for me to deal with what I'm going to talk about. And this 407 VCs Coupe manual. So, before now, I noticed that each time I needed to buy fuel, and while removing and putting this thing back, I noticed it looks as if it doesn't really close well, because I don't feel it's supposed to drag a little while opening it up, and while turning it this way to lock it, it's supposed to feel a little bit drag, but I wasn't getting that drag. So it kind of looked as if this seal here has failed. So, so it was not until recently the car started to behave as if there is no fuel pressure. But each time I check the fuel pressure with my fuel pressure gauge, yeah, the pressure will be okay. 50 psi, 3.5 bar. So, but while in motion, and you press the throttle and hold it, and it keeps climbing maybe from 3,000. Before you get to 5,000, you start getting hesitation. It start to hesitate. If you let go of the throttle and start to drive normal, then you start working well again. No reason. But if you hold it and the hesitation continue up to like 5,000 RPM, hold it here for a while, then Misfire will pop up. It will start misfiring. You see the check engine light will blink. Why you notice why you hesitating, the check engine light will blink. Immediately you take your leg off the throttle pedal, the check engine light will go off again, no blinking, and once sometimes you now notice the car is misfiring. Switch off the car, start again, no issue. If you scan the car, most times you will see any fault. Um, the first time he did it, I scanned the show cylinder assist. If you guys can remember, that I had to remove the spark plug on cylinder assist, cleaned it, did a swap with the coil, put it back. After a while, he did that same thing again. Like 2 days later, once I press it hard, I think it was like the next day, once I push it hard, it will pop up. Then he did the cylinder assist again. I did the same thing, remove it, I didn't see anything. In fact, this time I said, you know what, let me just clean the injectors. I serviced the 4 injectors there on the rear banks, the 3 of them, put them back. The same thing happened, but what I noticed now is it doesn't throw check engine, it doesn't throw fault anymore. The engine ECU will not show you anything that has to do with misfire, but then the symptoms were still there, as long as you don't push beyond 5,000. So it was behaving as if there is an issue with the fuel pressure, even though my fuel pressure gauge is showing everything is okay. So now it crossed my mind, could it be water has entered inside the fuel tank? Because it has behaved as if maybe there's a blockage on the fuel, but then the pressure is okay. So if there's a blockage, it shouldn't get to that 50 psi. So I was not when I went to buy fuel, if I don't remember, like, let me even look at this again. So I now realize that this thing pushed up. You can see this thing here that is kind of rubber shape. So what happened was it pushed out up to this point. So what will happen is, if I'm putting this thing will push it out, so it won't really allow, even though it will turn, but it won't really press in, so that I can touch this sail here. There's a ring here, so that the ring can now. So what I now noticed was, there was one day this thing too was blocked. I didn't notice that. I had to now open it more. So there was a rainfall, so when I opened this thing, I now saw water here was still hanging around here. Water level was almost here. No, I think it has reduced actually. So when I now open this, I now saw water sign here. So mean that water, but because this place was blocked and this was not closed in properly, water now entered, I believe entered inside. So most likely it has been settling going in until it got a point. So what I did was I now had to clean this place. I had to perforate it more so that there won't be any issue again, blockage. However, so we now notice this thing pulled out and then push it in properly, and since then this thing now closes well. So once you do it, you can feel it's tight. It works now, but then I'll need to deal with that. I believe water must have entered inside the tank. So good afternoon. How you doing? So what then happened is I don't want to remove the fuel tank. So it will be easier for me to pull it all the way from here, remove it, the back seat, remove the fuel pump assembly completely, then look under, see how the tank is. If it's something I may have to drain the fuel from here and then mop the tank from here. Let's see. I'll just start and see what happens. Okay, the main task here is actually removing the fuel pump assembly. And we'll now know. I hope the filter, I may have to even remove the fuel pump completely from that fuel pump assembly. In case the fuel strain or filter under the fuel pump has also, it has water trapped there as well. Well, we'll see. It's going to be a little bit long walk, but let's start first. All right. So I've removed the rear seat. So if you are doing it, make sure this side stays under or is touching the roof, so that you don't squash your paint. So this should stay up because it has metals on it. Okay, so yeah, so this is tool I use for removing the pump. But I actually want to get a universal one that can be adjusted. That one may have to order it from outside the country. I've seen it, just the exchange rate is really messing things up. Oh, look at the fuel tank. I was thinking I was going to see pool of water. Not really. I didn't even know I have up to this low quantity of fuel inside. Let me see. Wow. Is this possible? Wow. It's more like most like 20-30 liters. Wow. I was thinking probably 5-10 liters. Since my gauge maybe I won't be working very well, or maybe I didn't even look at the gauge if I remove the car. If I drop the car, because the car will be parked for like a week. So this is the fuel pump. So first thing first, I'm going to dismantle this, remove the bottom part. This to look at the filter first. Before I now think of what to do about that fuel. Not like I can remove it, but then I don't think I have enough container for that. I have this 5 liters container that all those ones while changing my engine, or I usually keep those containers, something like this. I'm not sure they have to 20, like this one that can fetch up to 20 liters, this is 5 liters. So we'll see what I'll do. I think what I may have like 3 of these. I used to have about 5, but I'm giving them out. Whatever happens, I'll deal with it, because I need to remove all the fuel in the tank. I may have to end up pouring them back if I do not see any water there. depends on what I see inside here. That will determine whether I need to pour everything back. Okay, so yeah, I'll get back to you guys. Let me start from here first. Then later I'll clean up this place. Very dirty. Anyway, there's abundance of fuel for the cleaning. Anyway, in case I may not even need to pour the fuel back, I just use it to. I don't know. It's going to be painful. Also, I was even ready to discard maybe like 5 or 10 liters of fuel that will be there, but man, it's basically like more than 20-30 liters. Considering the cost of fuel in Nigeria, it's painful. So I'll just drain. I know water usually don't come out when you try to suck fuel out. Water is supposed to stay under the fuel. So see what I'm going to do. I'm going to use maybe a cup. That's what I do. Instead of using pipe or hose to suck this fuel out, I'll use a cup. It's going to take a while, but it's still better. And then be, taking the fuel out gradually until now start seeing anyone that doesn't look good enough. I know what water looks like when it goes into a fuel. So if you get to that point, then I'll probably have to mop those ones out there. Alright, so let's start here first. Okay, so I didn't see any sign of water here, but man, see all this dirt. Wow, the tank is really dirty. So really, wow, look at this dirt. Then the filter really blocked actually. I think I'll have to flush it with carburetor cleaner or something. It looks dirty even inside. You see, but man, wow. I'll get my, what's it called, my brush, which is in my toolbox, and clean this thing up. Be very careful. This seal, you shouldn't joke with it. Once it breaks or fails up, you won't be able to. There won't be pressure anymore. Fuel won't be able to go to the engine bay. It will lose pressure. In other words, the FPR, this fuel pressure regulator won't be able to do its work well. Okay, so I'm going to leave this one for now. Let me keep it here. Because this is not the real work here. However, there's a filter inside here. I just want to assume that one hasn't blocked, because you can't really access it. Otherwise, you'll be forced to change this entire housing. Well, if it comes to that, I have another one I can mount it. But then, this is the pump that, ever since I got this card, it has been there. So I've never touched it at all. So I've been working. So, I'm going to keep it for now. Later I'll wash it. So next remaining now is to start to pull the fuel out. So I need to get something that I can use to be freshen out the fuel. Then gather my container and then get to work. Update. Okay, so I'll finish removing the fuel and also mopped. As you can see, here is it. It's dry. Man, no touch. I said to look inside. Wish I can get a touch. And okay, let's see. I think I have a touch here. Let me see. Does it make any difference? Okay. Let's see. Let me try like this. Okay. Looks dry enough. Can I see? Hold on. see if I can see any other place where there's fruit inside. What you are looking at now inside the tank, everywhere looks dry, if I'm not mistaken. Is there anything of fruit? This is the other edge of the fuel tank. Okay. So yeah, where is gone? If I'm not mistaken. But that's maybe later when I watch a video and I heard that there's somewhere of fuel still remaining that I see on the remote control of the camera. So that should do. I think that should do. What can I see? It's empty now. So I was actually thinking of leaving it open to dry for about a day or two. Let me see, there's something that looks as if it's the water. Okay, no, it's just for or something. So I'm considering whether to leave this tank open, but is it really that safe? See if it dry. The weather is not really that bright enough. It's even changing already. See if it wants to rain. So what happened was by the time I removed all the fuel and now mopped, the way I positioned the vehicle, so I did it in such a way that all the fuel will flow to this side. I had to repack the vehicle, so that's why it was much easier for me not to even go deep, since all the fluid in the tank was pushing towards here. So I was going to get everything out. It wasn't necessarily dirty as I was expecting. Oh, you see a spot here. Something inside here. I think it's that. So it wasn't really that dirty. But when I was now mopping out, yes, I could see kind of a little bit sign of water, but not necessarily that huge. So or just spot, you know, that sort of thing. I think the water mixed up with the fuel and we are just going into the engine bay. I hope so. That was what happened. So I don't think there's much. I think I'm done with the torchlight. Okay. So back to my remote camera. I think a lot of people have been asking about the camera I use. You can see the remote. So I'm seeing while I'm videoing, I'm seeing everything here. I don't need to be looking at the camera to see. Probably do a review on that Sunday. I'll show you guys the kit I use for my vlog or video content. Okay, so how many did I get out? This is basically 20 liters. So I was actually correct originally. Now what I had in this side of the tank was 20. Though this is 4 liter container. But because I overfill, these are all 5 liters, these 3, they're all 5 liters. But then I overfill them up to the brim. 5 liters is supposed to be here, but I overfill, got them almost here, each of them. So that means this one, I think it stopped here. So basically 20 liters. Then the little that I mopped out, maybe it's not even up to half a liter, so that shouldn't count. So what I had in tank was 20 liters. So I think I can now tell when my gauge get to that place where I remove this tank, I'll know, okay, oh, I still have fuel. So, and this will also help. By the time I will pour back this fuel, of course, you know, the ideal thing is to throw away this fuel. But man, if you currently live in Nigeria, you understand this is a fortune. You can't throw this thing away. By the way, when I was getting the fuel out, I didn't see any water in them. Water normally, when you pour fuel, you pour water in fuel, it just goes, so you know, settle halfway. It's going to separate from water, from fuel. They don't mix up like that. So what's remaining now is to wash the fuel strainer. So wash this thing thoroughly. I may not need to remove this strainer or filter to blow. Oh man! Wow! Need to wash this thing out so I see to discolor the paint. Hold on. To get water and clean it off. You remember that I still fuel here. Okay. So the filter is obviously very dirty, but it doesn't look blocked, but very dirty. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to wash it here, but while it's still on it, I don't need to remove it. Should I? Maybe. So I'll blow it, and this is not even the main issue, my concern. The main concern is here. So what I'm going to do is, number one, of course, I'll clean this place too. I have fuel for all that now. So by the time I'm done washing this, I'll mount everything, assemble it back, drop it back. Now, when I pour this fuel, so whatever it gives me, of course, obviously it's going to drop a little from where it was before I started this. So wherever that shows now, I will know exactly how my gauge works. You know, I can now tell you, okay, this is where my 20 liters is. Anytime it gets to that place, I'll know I still have up to 20 liters in the tank. Of course, I won't need to drive to the tank to dry off. And then what also happens is, let me grab this here. So what will also happen, oh, my battery will soon go off, my camera battery. I won't even pour another fuel until I finish drying this fuel. If I have to drive until the LED light, the warning low fuel light comes on before I now buy more fuel. I want to dry off all this fuel, because most likely this warning, this issue might remain. The jerking might remain. No, that hesitation at high speed might come back, who knows. But after doing all this, I'll just use it like that until it's almost about to finish. I'll pour more fuel. Then if it continues, it means the filter here is already blocked. It has most likely entered the filter inside here, which you cannot remove. In that case, I have another assembly, which is a spare one. I can now mount in. So I don't want to condemn this when you are not sure. So okay, so this is basically the end of it. The camera will soon go off. The battery is almost beating. So we'll update to you guys if there's any change. I'm going to take it for a drive actually. If I see what's good, I'm going to plug this camera while it's charging. I'll put everything back, take it for a drive. If there's any difference, by the time I'm back, I'll update. Okay, so I was able to charge the battery a few minutes while I was doing the putting back the fuel, coupling back the seat and the rest. Putting back the fuel, but just reassembling everything. So I'll be able to charge the camera battery. So probably we'll see something for another 30 minutes of video capture. So anyway, so I've done that. I've put back. What happened was I ended up what entered was not up to 20 liters because as I was pouring them in, so I now started seeing settlement under the containers, like that, There was one that looks like, I don't know, kind of like water, either water or oil, any of the two. Just like it was a little bit reddish, so I assumed it could be oil or maybe water that changed color. Um, so, um, so because of that, I ended up throwing away about a liter or so. You know, each of the gallon, remember there are four, so I just pour maybe like 3.5 liter or maybe like 3.7 liters or so. No, about 4 point something liters, then throw away the rest. Basically, I use them to wash the fuel pump assembly, you know, the filter and the rest. So what I will most likely will have now will be maybe like between 17 to 19 liters. Let's just say maybe about a liter plus or 2 liter approximately. We are used to do the cleaning and to throw them away or pour them away because of the dirt or what I found inside the under those containers. So this is one of them. So what I now did was I had to refill them with water. This water was advised. Once you use this kind of container, which usually oil containers, engine oil containers or gearbox oil container, once it's all this plastic, especially these recent ones, don't keep them empty. Once you pour fuel inside them, do not make that mistake. What will happen is if you pour fuel and empty the tank, the container, keep them in the boot during the sun. Once there is heat or sun, once you open your bowl, so this will squeeze. You will go inside or squeeze. You just most time once they squeeze, you see spaces like this, it will tear here. So the ideal thing is once you drain the oil, pour the oil in it and pour fuel in it, refill it with water and keep it inside your boot. It's always good to have water in your car anyway. If there's an emergency, you might need to wash your hand or you have overheating issue, you know, always have water. And the good way of doing that is this, you have something like this, you know, but always have water. You change engine oil now, so you should have one of the containers for the engine oil for this kind of stuff. Keep it in your boot. But before you pour water, make sure you use fuel to wash it. Wash off the oil in it. Make sure once it's clean enough, less than a half a liter is enough to do that. In fact, just a little quantity of fuel will clean the oil inside the container. Then pour water, leave it there. Anytime you use it, you need it. If you still want that container to serve you, there could be an emergency. Your fuel will finish somewhere and you need to buy fuel. It doesn't matter how rich you are, it could happen. There could be a leakage, fuel will flow out. By the time you fix it, and there may not be free station around there, so you need to go some distance to get a fuel. Even if you are not the one to do that, you need to give somebody, just have a container in your car. Your boot is so big that this will not take much space. Okay, so back to the car. So like I said, what might be here now will be 17, 18. I know it shouldn't be less than 50 liters, so we're going to check anyway. So to the cap, remember, make sure this place is, when you actually are turning it, you are feeling a drag, meaning that this seal is touching here. So you can be able to seal off, even if water enters and maybe this place block and comes up, it won't pass through. And also that will not also enter. And also all this while this thing, I was having that problem, fuel has been escaping from here, you see. So it's not just about getting that into your fuel tank, you're also losing the fuel because you'll be escaping. As long as this seal is not closing it very well, yeah, fuel will be escaping. I'll be wondering, is your car consuming too much fuel? So as you can see, we are done. I've closed back everything. So let's go and check. So I don't know if all 407 are like this. Maybe the Coupe and the Salona station wagon have similar distance. But also check other Peugeot car model you have, just to be sure that you are not having that similar issue. Let's see. Okay. Okay. I'm always getting this thing. It's showing. It's a sign that my key will soon fail. So I started giving me that sign. I have a spare anyway, so whenever I eventually pack up, I'll just use my spare and buy another key and program. But my spare, the remote doesn't work. I think I just start working towards getting the remote, another key to serve as my main key with the remote. Okay, so now you can see where this is. The camera may not show it very well. So here is approximately 15 liters. 15. Of course, you could say maybe a little bit more than 15, but not up to 20 liters. Remember, my tank was empty completely, and I had to pour away like a liter or 1.5 liters or thereabout. I used some of them to do the cleaning, the washing of some of the components before I put them back. So we have a 407, and your fuel gauge is working well. So once you get to this point, then you know definitely you have like 15 liters to 18 liters remaining in your fuel tank. Okay, so that's a little bit below that first mark above the empty tank sign, 0. The first mark above the 0 sign under, or the 0 mark, just a little bit below, not on that mark. Let me start the car window. Okay, checking the light is off. As it is now, I think I'll take it for a drive. So there's something I forgot to mention, which makes me wonder if truly is even about the death that enter inside the tank that caused this thing. So what happened was, remember the last time I did a video on this car was no, not the last time, but I listened. There was a time, maybe a week or two ago, I did a video concerning this car AC, where they did fix the leakage, and yeah. So on my way out from that workshop, I decided to add fuel. The fuel was almost getting close to that red line, but not entirely there. So I said, okay, let me just buy. It wasn't a total station, but you know, I just had to buy fuel. There was no scarcity then, so I just decided to buy, you know, no matter how small. So I think I bought 5,000 naira fuel, at least to add it before I get to that red. Then when I get to total station, I'll buy my usual quantity. So I bought it around Gudu. There's a filling station around Gudu. If you live in Abuja, around Gudu Market actually. So don't want to mention it because there's no proof. But by the time you listen to this, you know whether it could be or maybe not. So I bought the 5,000 naira fuel. On my way out, maybe like 5-kilometer drive, not up to 10-kilometer drive, like 5-kilometer drive, and I push it a little bit hard. Then that thing happened. The misfire came. It started to do that. It started to behave as if there is low fuel pressure to the engine. So, but I didn't want to suspect the fuel. It didn't even occur to me. You know, the misfire is like, it can come up anytime, so you can't really point at fuel you purchase after, you know. So I did the cleaning and put it back, and then it started, you know, like I said, after like a few kilometers, once you try to push it, boom, 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 it will do that. So I was like, so it's recently that it just occurred to me, could it even be that fuel? But because also, while I was checking what could do this thing, because it was obviously had nothing to do with spark plug or the engine, anything that engine that could do this. Because as it is now, doesn't matter how I accelerate it, it will work. Even when the engine is hot at idle, if I push the throttle pedal it will get to 6,000 RPM at idle. No hesitation, no misfire. But once you are in motion, you know, you hold the RPM much longer, above 4,000. Like if I want to push the car hard, but if I'm driving normal, nothing. I want to push the car a little bit hard. I now made that. You notice that the car is as if it wants to go forward, go back, go forward, go back. Now to do that, before you know it, you see the check engine light will blink, 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 blink. But as soon as you remove your leg from the throttle pedal, the check light will stop blinking. Everything. It just behave as if there's low fuel pressure. Sometimes it will misfire. Once that happens, if you switch off the car, start again, it goes away. You scan the car, you will see any cylinder misfire. You know. So I thought it's most likely was a bad fuel. Most likely was the dirt that entered into this, and I don't know. Unless something else is doing that. So I'm going to take this car for a drive. So what I'm going to do now, if I do this drive and it continues, like I said, I will keep using the car until this fuel gets to red. In fact, I may even buy 5 liters and keep in the car, until immediately the fuel finish. This might be the first time I will drive a car until the car goes off. It might be a better solution to do this in house. I'll just keep driving. Immediately it shows sign that fuel is about to finish or has finished, I'll pour whatever I have from the boot into the car, and now drive to filling station, add more fuel, then see if the issue continues. If it continues, then I'll know it's not the bad fuel I purchased or the dirt that entered into the distance. Then most likely, even if it's the dirt or water, it has damaged that filter inside the fuel pump assembly. So I will now have to swap it, or whether it's a fuel pump or not, or whatever it is, I have a spare assembly I can swap in. So let's take it for the drive and then see what happens. So, all right.